Welcome back to Eurovision 365. This is a live broadcast here on Eurovision 365 YouTube and Facebook group channels. So you're very welcome. I've just delayed the start of this program because obviously the Portuguese National Final began at 9 p.m. GMT. However, with the Melody Festival, and I wanted to create a reaction video to that. And yeah, that's why I am running a little bit late. So it's all things Portuguese now. And I'm just waiting, of course. Yes. Just checking in here on Portugal to see what's happening. That's all happening. Mimicat, of course, is the favourite to win the Portuguese National Final today. And we will see. We will see how she performs tonight. It's exciting, isn't it? So, did you just watch the Melody Festival? And if so, let me know your thoughts. I know this is Portugal we're talking about now, but please do let me know your thoughts on the Melody Festival and final. Do you think the right song won? Are you surprised? Probably not. But I would love to know your thoughts on the Portuguese National Final. In case you're wondering what's happening over in Portugal, what they're doing here on the RTP is they're going through, seems like a lot of the contestants are doing like a little video. It must be a funny moment. And yeah, this is very Eurovision, isn't it? So please do keep me company tonight. Let me know your thoughts. I'll be broadcasting the whole way through. I'll be reacting the whole way through to the end of the Portuguese National Final. So please do come along and let me know your thoughts and your experience of the Portuguese National Final as well. So obviously we had the Melody Festival, as I said just prior. I don't think there were any surprises, any shocks, was there, with Loreen being the winner of the Melody Festival. She and Sweden, of course, were our favourites to win the contest, even before tonight's Melody Festival and final. And there'll be no surprises, I would imagine, when it comes to the bookies from here on in. There's only a few... There's just a few other my microphone here, people. Bear with me. So the input, I beg your pardon. Hopefully you can hear me a lot better now, people. Sorry about that, people. There's such a rush with everything with Melody Festival, but yeah. So where are you at? Where are you watching this from? If you keep me company, thanks very much. It's great to have you here. So yeah, we are waiting for I am waiting for the first song to happen. There's 13 songs in total in the national final, beginning with Claudia Pascal, of course, and ending with Sal. And the favourite to win the whole thing is on 8th. But traditionally, there haven't been a lot of favourites winning the national finals until lately. Hello, Amy Louise. Welcome. I think this is your first live here, Amy Louise. Thanks for joining me here. I know you are a Facebook user. I know you're within the Eurovision 365 Facebook group. So thanks so much for joining me here. It's great to have you here. Let's see now. So, hey there, you said Paddy, hello there. I'm not sure who you are. If you are messaging and commenting on the Facebook channel, please, if you're able to, write your name at the end of the message, because all I see on here is Facebook user and then your message. So if you want me to know who you are, maybe you don't, and that's okay. But if you want me to know who you are, do put your name in the comment section as well. What a night it's been. Did anyone watch the Melody Festival? What a thing. Just as I actually ask that question. Nathan Cassidy says, I couldn't watch Melody Festival. It just only breaks my heart. Oh dear. That's not so good, Nathan. I hope your heart is starting to heal or will heal soon. Okay, we've got song 1. Have we? I don't. Of course, the Portuguese National Final began 16 minutes ago, so we came to this National Final a little bit late because obviously Melody Festival took place and I recorded a reaction video to it. So I'm just watching the performance here on RTP. Portugal is one of my favourite nations at Eurovision. Very much overlooked, I feel, over time. Okay. So I'm just tuning into the Portuguese National Final here. As I said, it looks like they're having a long intro. Is anybody else watching the Portuguese National Final along with me? Please let me know if you are and keep me company throughout this. Beautiful sounds there. Ah, such traditional Portuguese sounds. Love it. Hey, Eric. Hey, Eric och Emmy. Ni är välkommen. If you're watching Portugal tonight, let me know your favourite of the 13, who you think has the best chance of winning the national final, and who you think has the best chance of winning Eurovision. Why am I even asking that question? Because I think we already have the winner in Sweden. But anything can happen, can't it? Yeah, this is the intro in Portugal for sure. It's like it's such a Eurovision beginning to this national final. It's a nice set as well, I've got to say. Of course, this program will run until 12:30 a.m. That's GMT. Yeah. Okay. So, of course, as I said, I'm broadcasting live here on Eurovision 365 YouTube channel and across on Facebook group page, Eurovision 365. And so good to have you all here with me. All right, okay. That's good. So, running through in Portugal the different performers and their songs. Oh, Contraste Mudo got a huge reaction. Oh, Fim do Mundo had a huge reaction. And Mimicat, not just as huge reaction, I've got to say. World Needs Therapy. Some interesting names of groups here. Edmundo. Yeah, so there's 13 songs in all taking part. Nathan is saying, don't count out Italy. Marcus Magoni knows how to win. Oh, okay. So we have our presenters are coming on stage now. The female presenter in a long gold dress. Oh, that's her from Eurovision, who presented Eurovision in 2018. Philomena and Vasco. If you are watching this, let me know how you are enjoying the Portuguese national final. Are you enjoying it with yourself, brother? Are you with company? Let me know your thoughts and let me know how you are celebrating the last national final night of the 2023 season. How did we get here? We started months ago, literally in December, with Vidbeer, and of course, Tavoci won that, of course. And now we are in the last national final of the season. Adam, thank you so much for your comment. You were saying, I am glad Lorraine was chosen tonight. Was definitely the best choice with her unique performance. Absolutely. 2018, great times. I'm guessing, Nathan, that you went to Eurovision 2018. It's one I didn't get to. Unfortunately, we talked about going, but we didn't go in the end. But that's okay. Okay, coming up later, coming up later, there will be an interview that I had with Mimicat. I'm going to post it up later. So stick around for that. If you haven't seen it yet, please do stick around for that. She was a lot of fun, and I, of course, should be a bit unbiased here on Eurovision 365, but I'll be really much supporting, very much supporting Mimicat for the win tonight. Absolutely. There's a lot of squealing going on in in Portugal right now. so, so Adam is saying, if Mimicat doesn't win the Portuguese selection tonight, I would be very disappointed. I think a lot of people would be disappointed as well. I believe that Mimicat is the favourite to win this as well. The funny thing about these national finals, we started off, didn't we, with lots of shocks. The favourites didn't win the national finals, but as things have progressed, we are beginning to see the favourites winning the national finals. Of course, Lorraine was the clear favourite even before her song was chosen or shared. But yeah. Last year was your first year going to Eurovision, Nathan, and I know you had the best time. So if you are here with me, please come on in, make yourself at home, relax, get a drink, get a snack. Is anybody having pizza? Anybody having chips? Whatever you're having, let me know. But please do, you're very welcome to join me here as I react to the songs that are taking part in Portugal's national final. Okay, so I had music now. Oh, yes, of course. Reno Shaughnessy, I know, is a particular favourite of yours, Nathan. He is awesome, absolutely awesome guy. Has anybody booked accommodation for next May yet in Sweden? That's what I want to know. Put a pizza on, surely. It's only 25 past 9. The night is young. So, they're doing a lot of talking here in Portugal, I have to say. This show has been going on for 25 minutes now, and there's 13 songs. It's going to be on to 12:30. One feels that they could shorten this, actually. It does feel like they're really extending this out, prolonging it somewhat. But, it's national final. It comes but once a year. So they do have a backstage, a green room, two presenters, and obviously the main presenters who are fronting this show. Portuguese is a beautiful language, I believe. It's such a pretty language, very musical. I don't know if you are still here or not, but I love Eric and you, Amy, met each other through the Eurovision group. That's such a fantastic story. I love that. Um, it's great to see happiness, and it's great that people can meet under the banner of such a contest that we love so much. Yeah, Slovenia is a great song. Did you check out my? I'm sure you have. Did you see my interview with Joker Out? They were a lot of fun as well. Cha Cha Cha. It's going to be a Nordic battle, isn't it? It's going to be a Nordic battle, I feel, this year. But like 1995, I think we're in danger of starting. We are in danger of starting, are we? Yes, Claudia. Speaking of Eurovision 2018, Claudia is back at the national final. And she's about to perform. I loved her song from 2018. Pretty song. Okay. So, in case you're wondering what's happening in Portugal, you may be watching this yourself. I'm not putting it on main screen. The reason for that is because of copyright reasons. So, I'm sure you're probably watching this in your own homes. If you are, listen to that, of course, but also come along and join me as well and keep me company tonight as well. So, we have it. It's happening. The first song in the Portuguese National Final, Claudia Pascal. Let's hear it. She looks a bit like Claire from Steps, actually, to begin with. Ooh. A little bit like Blanca from Spain at the beginning. Got a rough a dog barking there in the background. Not a huge audience either. I thought it was going to be bigger. It's a nice stage, nice set. This sounds so traditional. Traditional but funky. This reminds me a little bit of Fusa Nocta, a little bit. Just in terms of tradition. And Claudia is dressed quite luminous, actually. And she's got the clothesline from the 2008 Bosnia Herzegovina performance. Very striking visually. Again, the clapping very like Sadali as well. It's not a bad tune to start with. Yes. Nashi Maria. It's quite a contemporary piece, I would say, as well, this song, this performance. I think a variety of different musical styles going on through it as well, but I love this part in the song. It becomes quieter. Oh, that's an emotive ending to that song. Congratulations to Claudia. I don't know if you're watching this at home. If you are, let me know your thoughts on this song, the songs as they go along. Let me know your ratings of the songs and what you are feeling about them as well. Okay. So coming up next will be Turkey. Turkey or Turkey. Turkey is coming up next in the Portuguese National Final. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're moving on to song two straight away. After 25 minutes of talking at the beginning, they are moving fast on from song one to song two. If you're just joining me, very, very welcome to you. Welcome here to Eurovision 365, broadcasting live across Eurovision 365 YouTube channel and the Facebook group page, Eurovision 365 Debate. That's not easy to say on a Saturday night. But anyway, welcome. Of course, broadcasting because it's the Portuguese National Final. I'm listening to this in my little earpods. If you're watching this at home, please join in on the chat and let me know your thoughts on the songs as they come. Not just Portugal, let me know your thoughts on Melody Festival and if you happen to be watching that as well, and what your thoughts are on the winner there. But as you collect your thoughts, it's time for song two in Portugal. Being honest, I have only heard 2 or 3 of these songs. So a lot of these are new to me, including this one right now. This is my first time listening. Saudade, he just said. This feels a little old-fashioned for me. Oh, I'm a sucker for Portuguese sounds. I really am. Yeah. I'm just trying to imagine. Every song I hear, I'm trying to imagine how they would sound and look on stage at Eurovision. And this current song, song two, I don't mean to be unkind, I'm really not. I think it would be lost in Liverpool. I think so. Yeah, I mean, the melody is pleasant enough, to be fair. But yeah, it's I don't think it's going too far, unfortunately. But like his voice, I like his voice. Got a nice, almost gravelly texture to his voice. And of course, the obligatory key change has happened. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of ended how it started, really. So that was the second song. If you're watching this at home and wondering, how is there no sound? What's happening? Because we're broadcasting on both the YouTube channel and Facebook Facebook in particular, I'm very conscious of in terms of the copyright, so I don't want to endanger the channel or stop the live running. So I'm listening to the Portuguese National Final. I'm watching it here on stream, and you're probably doing the same. But what I would love you to do is keep me company here and join in with the chat and let me know your thoughts on the Portuguese National Final, the previous contests from Portugal, their previous entries, and of course anything else that is Eurovision related, of course. So, Adam, thank you so much for your company. Thank you so much for your comment. Your 5 most favourite songs from Portugal are from 1971. Yeah, very good one. 1981, that's Playback. 1990, I think is Ha Sempre. 2007, very much a very summary tune, as was 2014. My favourites from Portugal, I have a lot of favourite songs from Portugal, actually, in no particular order. 1972, 1983, 1986, 1987, 1988, 89. There's a lot, isn't there? 94, 93, 96 for sure. And of course, their winning song, and Saudade, Saudade. So quite a lot. But anyway, song 3 is coming up now in Portugal. That is Esse Povo. Somebody just shouted, bravo. Ooh. Ooh, this is different. It's a 4-piece. Feels quite contemporary, but at the same time, a bit retro as well. Yeah, very summery feel. Upbeat tune. And they all look like they're having a great time. I think that's important for performers to show that they're enjoying it. I like the bass line on this song, actually. I like the melody line as well. The melody structure, I should say. Very different as well for Portugal. They're very bright. They're all in pink. Yeah, so this is song 3 of 13. Yes. It's like they're worshipping the sun there. Come on. The audience are participating now as well. They're clapping along now. It sounds like, yeah, they are. It's a very pleasant song. I like it. I don't know if it would do much at Eurovision. That's the only thing. Yes, the crowd definitely. I would say that's the best reception so far. That's song 3. Nathan, you are saying song 2 is nice. I thought song 3 was quite nice as well. But that is song 3 of 13. 13 songs, of course, taking part to see who will represent Portugal, who will have the honour of representing Portugal at the Eurovision Song Contest. So just checking the poll here on EurovisionWorld.com. Mimicat is in the lead with 37% among the fans. Second place is Claudia Pascal with 24%. And then we have Barbara Tinico on 10%. And Edmundo, who is on 9%. So we are moving on to the next song, which is Barbara Tinico, who I just said is third in the poll, the fan poll, on 10%. So do please keep me company. Song 3 is nice too. I absolutely agree with you. I thought it was quite pleasant. I do think that got the best reaction so far in the Portuguese National Final. Wherever you are, you're very welcome. Come on in. We're broadcasting live here on Eurovision 365 YouTube page and across on Eurovision 365 Debate Facebook group page. You're very welcome. It's Saturday evening. It's our last national final evening of the 2023 season. And yeah, what are we going to do next Saturday? So the song is called Good Night. She won't want it to be good night. She'll be wanting it to be win night. Yes. I remember reacting to this as well, actually. This is pretty. Staging's very nice as well. Yeah. This is like a song that you might have heard in the 1990s. A little bit Alicia's Attic. A little bit. I love how these performers are staying still. That must be very hard to do, but obviously they're blinking. There's my wee buddy. Welcome, welcome. So, just reacting here to the songs that are taking part in the Portuguese National Final. This is a lovely song we're hearing right now. This is Barbara Tinico with the song Good Night. This is such a pretty wee tune, actually. Pretty little tune. For those non-Northern Irish people watching. Wee means little or small. This is a very different stage, and I'm loving this. Oh, how class is that? It's like a picture. Yeah, I love that. Very nice. I could see this winning, I could see this winning the Portuguese National Final. I could see this winning. Very pretty. That's all I'm saying. It's very pretty, but it is pretty. Oh, they're moving now in the photo. Oh yeah, I remember that lyrics. I love this. Ah, I love that. I know you can't hear this the way I'm hearing it. I'm hoping that you're watching the Portuguese National Final along with me. Unable to have it on the reaction cam tonight, but I'm listening to this Portuguese National Final in my AirPods, and I hope you're enjoying it at home as well. But please do keep me in chat here on the channel. So, County Tipperary, hello again. As I said, let me know your favourites for the Portuguese National Final. Please do let me know what your thoughts are, everyone. Yeah, that was very nice. So they're going backstage now, and they are chatting to, first of all, Claudia. This is very nice national final so far. Wherever you're watching this from, I can see some new people have come in. Come on in. Let me know who you are, where you're watching this from, who you're watching this with. We're broadcasting live here on Eurovision 365 YouTube channel and, of course, the Facebook group page, Eurovision 365. You are very welcome to join me as I listen to and react to the songs that are taking part, the 13 songs that are taking part at the Portuguese National Final, which of course is Festival de Canção. I said that wrong. Anyway, you're very welcome. Keep me company. Let me know your thoughts on these songs as they progress. We've had 4 so far, and we have another few to go. 9 to go. Oh, the next song as well that's coming up, song 5, I'm particularly interested in. There's only 3 songs that I had reacted to in the Portuguese song contest, and that was Claudia at the beginning, Barbara, who we just heard, the next song coming up, which is You Can't Win, Charlie Brown, and then that's a group brother, and then Mimicat, of course, as well. So most of these songs I haven't heard up until this point. So like you, perhaps, this would be my first time watching and listening to the songs. So obviously all of these reactions are genuine, mostly genuine first time listens and watching the song. They seem to be having a lot of fun. I've played that game that they're about to play. It's like a fish game. I played that a lot. It's fun. Adam, as always, thank you for your comment. Adam says, semi-final 1 does seem to be the strongest at the 2 semis this year, with most of the favourite songs in it. Plus, it's the same one where I will be present. Oh, yeah. So I'm sure you would be absolutely looking forward to that semi-final, Adam. Have you been to Eurovision before, Adam? What if you have? Which one was it? Is this your first one? Everyone remembers their first Eurovision. It's a wonderful, magical experience to go there for the first time, and I have a feeling you will have the most amazing time at the first semi-final on that Tuesday evening, which isn't too far from now, actually, when you think about it. In fact, on this date, in 2 months' time, we will have the second semi-final, and we will know then which 10 songs pretty much will be joining the 10 from semi-final 1 in the grand final on the 13th of May. Amazing to think, isn't it, that there's only a couple of months really, and this is all over for another year. I kind of don't want it to end. Barbara is chatting backstage now after her performance of a beautiful song, Good Night. Very pleasant song indeed, as I said. Will you be going to Liverpool? Unfortunately, Cian, it's not looking very likely at this moment. It's looking highly unlikely unless we get final tickets, but that is like needle in a haystack, as we all know. I sat like most people on Tuesday for a long time before the ticket sales were opened, and I didn't get tickets. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like Eurovision 365 will be in Liverpool, but I will be doing a lot of content up until and during that time. I know you're going to Liverpool, and I know you'll have the best time as well. Who else is going to Liverpool? It's in the chat right now. Who else is going? And you might meet some new friends from Eurovision 365. That's the whole point of this channel. That was the whole point of the Facebook group as well, in the initial stages, and now as well, obviously, too, to help people find and meet new friends. That's so important, isn't it? To meet people that share your passion, your love. Oh my goodness me. I thought it was bad here. It's 10 to 9 in the evening here on Saturday. Spur of thought for Nongbush, who is in Thailand. 10 to 5 in the morning. I absolutely is going to be a long, long morning for you. It's going to be, let's see, what time is it now? 10 to 10. There's still 2 hours and 40 minutes to go. Oh. We're going, but we have no tickets. The village proved itself to be brilliant last year, though. It definitely was great crack last year, wasn't it? Nathan, I'm so happy for you. You got the second chance package draw from OG Family Shows. Oh, that'll be fantastic. I'm sure you'll be loving that. So coming up now is another song I reacted to. I reacted only to 3 or 4 of the Portuguese National Final, but the group is You Can't Win Charlie Brown, which is a really interesting name for a group. Anyone who's going to Liverpool, I know you will have the best time. Nathan, I'm over the moon that you were able to get family shows. Sorry, package, yeah, for the family shows for OG, from OG. I know you will have the best time in Liverpool. So if you're just joining me here, welcome to Eurovision 365 broadcasting live on YouTube page, YouTube channel, and Facebook group page, Eurovision 365. I'm about to listen to song 5. They're getting a good reaction. This is You Can't Win, Charlie Brown. Love this. Oh, I love this. This is so Mumford and Sons. This is even better. Live. What? Oh my goodness. I really will need to keep an eye on that, just in case. You Can't Win Charlie Brown would be a really interesting choice for Portugal too, I think. I can't help thinking of Mumford and Sons when I watch this. So in case what you're wondering why there's no sound, I'm just listening to the Portuguese National Final on my earpods. I'm sure you're watching it where you're at, but do keep me company here and chat your thoughts on the songs. This is song 5 and I'm absolutely loving it. It's very laid back vibe. Very Portuguese though as well. I do wonder though, as I'm watching this, and I do love it. I do wonder if You Can't Win Charlie Brown as a group maybe a bit too laid back for Eurovision stage. Or well, that would just stand out because there's a lot of crash boom bang going on this year. This is beautiful. Orchestral sounds. I can see someone else. I'm moving along to this song, but I've just noticed someone in the audience doing the exact same. It's that lovely feel. It may be more suited to a concert in an outdoor arena rather than a Eurovision arena. I don't know, but I do love it. This is so pretty. Beautiful song. Crowd enjoyed that too. I can hear that. Yeah, that was well received there in the audience. That could be compared a little bit to the Latvian song, actually, potentially. Just heard George Michael and Johnny Cash being mentioned. Coming up next is Voodoo Marmalade. Interesting. She just mentioned ukuleles. Oh, Voodoo Marmalade is coming up next, which look a little bit like the group that have just exited the stage. Oh, there's ukuleles coming up. Oh, very good. This is going to be pleasing to me. I have a ukulele, you know. I've played it 4 times. I must go back to it. It's a little blue one as well. It's very nice. So where we are, of course, as I keep saying, you're very welcome here to the live broadcast here on Eurovision YouTube page, Eurovision 365, and the Facebook group page. Wherever you're watching this from, please come along. Make yourself at home. You're probably in your homes. Make yourself even more at home and join me here at this as we chat among our friends here in Eurovision 365 as we talk about Portugal, but also we'll be able to talk about other topics as well. So Tormento is coming up. It's the word for stone, translates into English as storm. Let's see. Yeah, this is like a cool little group, aren't they? There's four male singers. You're very welcome to the channel as always, Lewis. Thanks so much, Luis, for commenting. You're very welcome. Yeah, I agree with you. I love a folk kind of sound, especially a Portuguese folk sound as well. Incidentally, Lewis, who is your favourite to win the Portuguese National Final tonight? Who do you want to win? After all these 13 songs, by the way, I will be resharing the interview I had with Mimicat a week or so ago. She's so much fun. We heart her. So I do. My worry for this song, this is the first time I've heard this song, Tormento, and I just think it could get a bit lost on stage, perhaps. I like it, but it could get lost, is what I'm saying. Yes. I'm just interested in the skulls that are represented on the background here, on the backdrop, and also I notice it's on the front of the drum as well. Oh! Like that. Oh, it didn't have enough of that, I don't think. That ending, I like the ending there. Yay, I like that. Voodoo Marmalade. So maybe that's the reason for the skulls. Voodoo Marmalade. That probably makes sense. Come up is song 7, which is in his appearance. And Bush says, I'm loving the simplicity of the song so far. Yeah, there's something about this. What I love about the Portuguese songs traditionally at the contest, for me anyway, is how melodic they are and how in tune no pun intended, in tune the songwriters seem to be with their own traditions, which is so important. Lewis, great, you're enjoying it at home. Here at home, we vote in three different. Okay, very interesting. Of course, there's the two semi-finals, isn't there? And then there's the final. Adam, it's going to be your first Eurovision. My goodness. I think you will get the bug. You'll be bitten by the bug, I think, when you get to Liverpool and you'll be wanting to go to more. Trust me on that. I think it would be a magical experience, especially if you have obtained tickets for the semi-final. There's nothing quite matches the electricity of being in the arena. Speaking of the arena, that arena, the Friends Arena in Stockholm, could play host to Eurovision 2024. And if it is, we'll not be worrying about tickets because I would say it'd be pretty easy to get tickets for next year. But anyhow, Inez is up next. It's song 7, Fim do Mundo. Like mundo is world. Calypso. It sounds like a jazz number. Oh, and she's moved to the piano. Oh. And she's not playing the piano. But it looks like she is, and that's cool. Of course, it's very rare nowadays for, in fact, I don't think it happens where anyone plays the musical instruments on stage live. This song, and this is the first time I've heard this song actually. I get the feeling I'm not sure what wants to be. I don't know if it's like a love story or if it's something about the world. Yeah. The song is, for this song in particular, is it feels like a mishmash of a lot of different styles as well. Oh, I thought it was over there, but it's not. I mean, she's a good singer. I like her. I like her voice. And of course, it's a beautiful language. But it's okay. It's okay. But the crowd, listen, the crowd, they just loved it. The presenter's like, whoa, they loved it. Whoa, they loved that there. That was had a huge reaction. Inez has had, I thought song 4 had the best reaction, but Inez has had the best reaction. Mimicat is coming up next. Yeah, Nathan, I think you're picking up on I think you're actually mirroring the locals there. They seem to love that song very much so. Luis, yes, the national contender is coming up. I'm excited to hear this. And Mimicat is such an interpreter, isn't she? I know I keep mentioning it, but coming up very shortly, I will be sharing again the interview I had with Mimicat just over a week ago, and she shared with me a lot of her thoughts on the Portuguese National Final, a lot of thoughts just about the song, her own favourites, and what she wants to be remembered for as well. So if you haven't seen it, it will be coming up very soon after all 13 songs have been played. And we have the voting, of course. I'm trying to work out what's going to happen because this isn't over till 12:30, I think, for another like 2 hours, 20 minutes. But we've a lot of time to sit and chat. So do sit and chat with me here and keep me company as we watch together. Mimicat is coming up. Song nummer 8. Sorry, that was Swedish. Song 8. Here it is. Come on, Mimicat. It's like a burlesque song, isn't it? Oh, they've changed. I think they've changed the music, the melody line a little bit. Yay! It's like a cabaret song. It reminds me of cabaret. Feels like it could be on Broadway, West End. Carousel. Oh, this is good. They've changed this melody. She's such a great interpreter, isn't she? If you're outside of Portugal, do you know what Mimicat works at outside of this music? I'll tell you later. She did tell me she was going to be introducing fellow lads, boys to the dancing. This is a great melody, very catchy. I could see Portugal going for top 10 again if they choose this. Maybe higher. Yay! That beautiful traditional sound coming in as well. Mimicat has got such a distinctive little voice. A nice contrast to Maro as well. Yay! You can imagine this. People loving this in Liverpool. Oh, yes. Hey! Boom, boom, boom. That's amazing. That is so amazing. Oh! Bit of fun there with the presenters as well. That's Mimicat. I can see why she is favourite to win this all. That was song 8. Lewis, you're saying it's a very nice package. I have to agree. I think it's got a lot of elements in it. It's got a lot of power in it. It obviously has the Broadway sound to it, cabaret, burlesque. And of course, the key ingredient, of course, is that it has Mimicat. So yeah. So it's been a busy old week, hasn't it, so far? We've had the UK song released, we've had the Austrian song released, we've also had obviously Sweden tonight, we're having Portugal as we speak, and it's not over yet. There's 4 more countries to choose and reveal their songs to us. So we're almost at the end of the national final. Okay. So they're going backstage again to speak to You Can't Win, Charlie Brown. So there's 5 songs to go after this. So You Can't Win Charlie Brown is strangely for me anyway, seventh in the fan poll. That's on EurovisionWorld.com. But as we have all discovered, these fan polls don't necessarily mean anything. They're not really indicative a lot of the time of what will happen. Although, of course, when it's come to Sweden tonight, that it was very much indicative of what would happen. So, just chatting here in Portugal backstage. So Adam says, looks like 3 Scandinavian countries will dominate the higher rankings this year. The Nordic countries, Finland, Norway, Sweden, all have great songs and all in the same semi-final. Yeah, I actually, this is going to sound, I'm going to actually say this. This might be a bit controversial for some people, but I have a feeling that Norway may not qualify, or if they do, it's not going to be a result that people think. Um, Alessandro is a great singer, absolutely a nice enough song. Reminds me somewhat of Ronella last year in many ways, but I can't see it doing too well. I'm happy to be proven wrong, of course. Um, Let me just check, Nathan. Three, four, five, six. Uh, Neon Soho is sixth in the voting in the fan poll, Nathan, and they are song 10, so they're 2 away. I know the reason you're asking who's sixth, because a lot of the time those in sixth place have actually went on to win the national final. I think that's the reason you're asking. Um, but yeah, interesting to see. Have we heard the winner of the Portuguese national final yet, do you think? I think we have. Although in saying that, there's the rest of the songs coming up I haven't heard before, so it will be first time listening for me for the rest of these. But that was a very good performance by Mimicat. She told me that she was unwell when she performed the semi-final one. So she doesn't sound unwell. Mimicat has joined them backstage. Yeah. So if you are joining me, thank you so much for coming in, dropping in, and stopping by and joining me here on Eurovision 365 and broadcasting live on Eurovision YouTube channel Eurovision 365, and of course on the Facebook group page Eurovision 365 Debate. And of course, as I say, you're all very, very, very welcome here to the channel. So bear with me a little second. I need to get a little drink very quickly. Just going to put this on mute. 2 seconds. Be back in 2 ticks. Here we are. Thank you for waiting there. I just had to get a little drink. My throat was getting very dry. But anyway, welcome back here. It's Eurovision 365 broadcasting live. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for commenting. I love Mimicat. She's the best for me. Love from Portugal. Love from Northern Ireland to Portugal. And Mimicat is the best for me as well, to be honest with you. But this song coming up now, I haven't heard until now. And this is Dappen. Oh, goodness. Oh, Da Punk Sportif. That's a rock one. It's a rock number. It's a bit like I can't get no satisfaction. A little bit. In English, that's interesting. It's okay. That's all I can say. It's okay. This is the first time I've heard it. Yeah. It's a rock song, but I do feel there could be more energy with the performance, more energy with the song, actually. It's a little lackluster for me, actually. Come on, he says. There's a few rock songs, well, a couple of rock songs already at the Eurovision. I think this would come out unfavourably, I'm afraid to say, I think, against the other rock songs that have already been selected. Fair play to them for getting to the national final. It's a big deal. Yes. Yeah, so that was song 9. There's only a few more left, really. Song 10 coming up, and then 13 in total. I think Nathan, I get your point. I think this is the year of shocks. I think, um, I do think. I mean, Loreen staging is what's making Loreen the favorite. There's no doubt about that. And I would imagine, I feel, and without being cruel, I would feel that had she not have this amazing structure, this amazing staging, there's a high possibility she wouldn't have progressed from the heat to the Melody Festival and final. But SVT, of course, have poured a lot of money into that particular performer, and I think that's probably the reason that she's won. Obviously, one cannot deny the power of her performance. It's so emotional, it's very emotive, and you can really see that she pours her heart and her soul into the song. But that being said, I think there are other songs which are equally as worthy as winning the Eurovision this year. Finland, for example, haven't won since 2006. Austria would be a good winner. Something a bit quirky. But who knows? Time will tell, as I always say. Nathan, just in case you're wondering, coming up right now on the Portuguese final is a song that is sixth in the betting odds. Oh. Oh. Oh no, it's not. It's Neon. It is Neon Soho. They are sixth in the fan poll. This is some different. Oh, this reminds me of something too, actually. What does this remind me of? Da, da, da. Again, very retro feel, very distinctive look to this performer as well. What's this remind me of? This is a kind of eerie sound to it, doesn't it? Again, in English as well. This could be a song from the Eurythmics, actually. Yeah. It's like electro pop. Very 80s in sound, like so many songs really across the national finals this year. Very retro. A bit different. Love Me Boy. It's quite groovy. Yeah, I like the voice too, actually. Right now, we are listening to Neon Soho, song 10 of 13. Come on and join the fun, join the chat. That's different. I quite like that. Ego. Yeah, it's very Eurythmics, very Thompson Twins, if anyone's ever heard of them. They were a big group in the 1980s. Yeah. By the way, Ireland is going to be the shock qualifier. Wild Youth Stage presents, and to be fair, Ireland has been doing great with staging with the resources they have. Song 10 could win the selection. Time will tell. Well, song 10 is the sixth in the poll, and typically when it comes to these national finals, the songs that have been placed sixth in the fan polls have been winning. But I'm not sure. I think Barbara song 4 with Good Night was very, very good. You Can't Win, Charlie Brown was a little bit disappointing for me tonight. I loved it when I heard it and I reacted to it. I felt it was a little bit laid back, a little bit laissez-faire tonight. Mimicat, I think, delivered. I think Neon Soho as well are very good. But coming up next is Ivandro and the song Povo. Povo. Is this how we drink? This is thirsty work talking and talking and talking, but I'm used to it. I'm definitely used to talking. So, yeah, song 11. Evandro. Povo. Povo. Nice guitar. Nice Portuguese sound there at the beginning. Pretty. Hmm. Well, voice. This is, I feel, going to be a song that's going to be very simplistic, quite stripped back. Mm. This couldn't be from anywhere but Portugal, could it? I like that. Hmm. Hmm. Evandro is actually fifth in this Fampo. I do feel that, unfortunately, if this was selected, that this would be lost and forgotten. Actually, seems cruel to say that. I'm just thinking of all the other songs that are selected, but then a quiet song can stand out in the middle of so many up-tempo bangers. Oh, oh, nice now. Nice bass line there. Hmm. Such a pretty language. For me, anyway. It's a beautiful, pretty language. Oh, that's it. Finished very quietly and a bit abruptly, actually, as well. It's amazing to think that coming up now is song 12 of 13, and we still have 2 hours left of this national final. So interesting. Adam Green, you are saying really interesting thing. Portugal and Finland, I feel, are two of the least appreciated countries in Eurovision over the years. Yeah, I would tend to agree with you, Adam, as well. Portugal have sent so many amazing songs for me, and I would also have said that they have been underrated and overlooked so much. The same with Finland. Again, but like Portugal, taking a lot of risks over the years and unfortunately being overlooked most of the time as well. I should be really happy for Kaya to win this year because it's such a different song. It's so much fun. I think we need fun in Eurovision this year. I think we need a fun winner. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on out in the world, and I think Eurovision is meant to bring us away from that in this lovely world of just joy and fun and unrelenting, unashamed um, fun and joy. And I think I would hope that a song like that would win this year. In terms of the song we've just watched and listened there, Nathan says song 11 is nice, but needs to have R&B beat drums. The song has a Khalid vibe, yeah. But now it's song 12, Edmundo, A Festa. The audience gave him a big reaction when he was announced. Hmm. This is nice. Dressed all in red like Agony was. Ooh. Very Portuguese, of course, but kind of like a tribal sound to this. I'm liking this. It's the first time I've heard it. Edmundo reminds me of the Portuguese performer in 2019, Telemovis. Anthemic feel. Almost like a Greek chorus there as well. Love the bass line. And the beat. Strong voice as well. Very melodic voice. Oh, what's this coming on stage? This is the group joining him. Musicians are joining him. Oh. Oh, this is good. This could win as well, actually. Depends what the appetite is in Portugal, I guess. Traditional or fun. It's one or the other, isn't it, this year? This is very good, I've got to say. Very catchy. Oh, that's an interesting end as well. Oh, I love her, Philomena. She's a great presenter. So, Lewis, you are saying kind of what I was saying. It's probably the second best contender Portugal can send to ESC. Very, very pretty song, I've got to say. I love it. Why is it so long? Love the beauty of the Portuguese language. It's a good question, actually. I'm not sure the reason that it's so long because we're coming up to the last song now, song 13. I mean, they're not waiting for the songs. So it's surprising for me that there's going to be just under 2 hours more to go. But as I said before, it's once in a year. So a broadcaster obviously wants to make the most of a program that's probably got a high audience as well. I imagine, I think. Maro is going to be performing tonight. I'm trying to think also, I wonder whether performer from 93 take part 30 years ago from She was there in Cork, Mill Street, I should say. This is Fever. It's Sal. My pronunciations in Portuguese on point. Oh. What is this? This is like the Beach Boys. This is Be interesting to know how popular this group is in Portugal. Hmm. There's some guy building in the background. It's contemporary. It's different. And actually, do you know what? It's almost like a Britpop sound, only it's obviously in Portuguese. But it's an unusual staging and performance. I'm waiting for him to take that off the guitar and shout into it. I wonder how this would be received outside Portugal. I get a feeling this would be popular inside Portugal internally. I wonder how it would be received externally. Oh, I quite like it though. Yay! They are second last with the fans. What do they know? That was song 13. Could it be unlucky 13? Or could it be lucky for them? Woo! Indeed, Philomena. That's the 13 songs over. We have 1 hour and 15 minutes to wait to the result. That's if the show doesn't run overrun. So we have had all the songs taking part at Portugal's national final. If you watched them all, if you listened to them all, let me know your favourite and who you think is going to win, who you want to win, I should say. I would be happy with 4 of those songs to win, actually. I would say, in no particular order, I would say Barbara Tinico with Good Night. I would say Mimicat with Our Carousel. Carousel. I would say probably Neon Soho as well with End This World. And I would say Edmundo with A Festa. So there's 4 songs there I think would have the best chance of winning this national final. I think the best chance of doing well at Eurovision for me would be probably Mimicat because I think she would have more accessibility with the viewers. Song 7 is Nathan's favourite. Song 7, of course, was Inez. Yeah, I would imagine Salvador Salvador will be performing as well. I do hope that they bring back, I hope they bring in their performer from '93, which was a very nice performer called Annabella. She placed 10th in Mill Street. And I'd love if they brought my personal favourite from Portugal, which is Lucia Moniz from Eurovision 1996. I absolutely love her, and I'd be over the moon should she be selected. Thank you so much. Hola to you. I like Mimi Cat. She's the best for me, is the best from Portugal. I agree. Would you say, Elizabeth, this is a question for you, Elizabeth, who would you say is the most famous of those 13 performers in Portugal? And who would you say has had the most publicity within Portugal in terms of who are people talking about the most on what they want to win? Be interested to hear that. Portugal 2020 was my second semi-final winner. But you have something in common with Mimicat, Nathan. If you stick around, I'll be sharing the interview I had with interview a week or so ago. I was very lucky to chat to her. She took some time out from her very, very busy schedule to take some time, and she's an absolutely adorable person. And I was very pleased to get chatting to her. So if you are just joining me, welcome, welcome, welcome here to Eurovision 365 broadcasting on YouTube channel Eurovision 365 and of course on the Facebook group page Eurovision 365 Debate. And wherever you are, it's great to have you here. So let us know who your favourites are from Portugal, what your favourite is across the selections that we've heard so far in the season, and who you think. Have we heard a winner of the Eurovision Song Contest yet? Some people say we have, some people say we haven't. What do you think? Let me know. So they will be talking for probably an age here, but I'll just keep checking in and out. Kian, thank you so much for commenting. As always, I'm not a huge fan of any of the Portuguese songs. None of them are awful, but there's nothing extraordinary there either. That's a really interesting viewpoint. I just wonder, would that viewpoint would be shared outside of Portugal? Personally, for me here in Northern Ireland, I think that Mimicat is the best choice. I liked Edmundo a lot as well. I also liked Barbara, but I think Mimicat probably would have the best cross appeal from people young and maybe not as young, because she's a great interpreter of the song. Oh yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I love Sadadi Sadado. Actually, Sadadi Sadadi, I should say, it's one of just a few songs from Eurovision 2022 that I still listen to. It's such a brilliant song. Sadadi Sadadi, definitely one of my favorites from last year's Eurovision. And I'm pretty sure, I think I heard that um, Maro would be competing. No. Of course, tonight there was another national final in Sweden, the Melody Festival, which of course is a big deal. Um, Sure, did you watch Melody Festival? I know a lot of people have travelled to be over in Stockholm tonight for their national final, which of course is a big, big, big deal and a huge event on the SVT calendar. Yeah, they're still backstage here, by the way, in Portugal, chatting to the performers who have the last four performers who took to the stage. I always wondered why Eurovision Lisbon 2018 didn't have any LED video screens around the stage, unlike all the other countries do. I think that may be part to do with finance, but I actually think it was very nice to not have so much LED screens. It reminded me of a very classical kind of Eurovision, and it showed that we don't need a load of LED screens to have a good show. And there's lots of use of lights, etc. Yeah, so who is tuning into Portugal? Maybe you've just watched the 13 songs and are wondering what to do for the next 2 hours while we wait for the result. You know what to do. Stick around here and keep me company. You're very welcome. Thank you so much, Lewis. The leading vocals from of Neon Soho has recorded with. Oh, okay. Very good. That's so interested to know. Uh, Ireland staging in 2018 was magical. It's a nice, Nice staging indeed. Very forward thinking for Ireland as well, I think. It was good to have that. I actually remember 2018 thinking, I think Ireland can win this. I remember on the day off, I kept thinking, oh, Ireland could do this because Ryan, of course, had a great draw, didn't he? He was really quite late on in the final. So I thought, oh, can they do it? Can Ireland do it? But who can do it in Portugal tonight? Who can win in Portugal? I'm so excited I actually hit the the refresh button on the Portugal National Final, and seeing an ad right now. So that was the excitement I had. We'll be back there very shortly when the ads finish. Yeah, I was the same. I love that the Portuguese didn't use LEDs on the 2018 stage. It made delegations work more creatively with what they couldn't do on the stage. I agree completely. So you reckon that Ren O'Shaughnessy would be a good uh, head of delegation? Is the post up? Is there a vacancy? Is there a vacancy in RTEs for the head of delegation? But I'm not sure how interested Ren would be in being head of delegation. If you were head of delegation, Nathan, or anyone here, if you're head of delegation, what would you do? What would you do if you were head of delegation in Ireland? Okay, so what they're doing now in Portugal, what they're doing in Portugal is they are. That's very loud. What we're doing in Portugal is they're running through the songs again for the voting public. Yay! As I said, you're very welcome here to Eurovision 365, broadcasting live on YouTube, channel Eurovision 365 and Facebook group page Eurovision 365 Debate. We'll be here to the bitter end because we're clinging on to a national final when we can, because this is the last night of the national finals of Eurovision 2023. Sorry, Cian. Me the same. Yeah, maybe a bit loud yet, I think. Get turned down a little bit more, so I will. Just bear with me. Yeah, that's a bit loud yet, I think, so just... Oh. There. Is that better, people? The most I like is Mimicat and Edmundo, Claudia, I don't really know most of the singers. To me, I know them in the festival, they can't show. Yeah. In terms of the EurovisionWorld.com poll, Eurovision World, which Eurovision 365 is a great fan of, fantastic work that they do. Check out their website. But anyway, the poll that they have Mimicat. I was going to say way out in front, but she's not that far in front, on 37%, ahead of Claudia Pascal on 24%, and then Barbara is on 10% in third, and then Edmundo with Afesta is in fourth with 9%. And Neon Soho are in sixth, which is the position many of the other contenders in the national finals were in when they won the actual national final. So did anybody watch Melody Festivalen? Guess what I watched? I definitely did. Let's see. So I posed the question, I should say, what you would do if you're a head of delegation in Ireland. And Nathan has told us do about national final. Yes. Argue members to be selectors and juries for national final. Yeah. Partner with TG4. Yeah. A lot of work needs to be done. Bundoran Fest could be a good idea. Bundoran Fest. That wouldn't be too far for this Tyrone person to travel to. I'd be up for that. Tipperary might be a bit further for Cian to get to Bundoran Fest, but I think it would pack a crowd, wouldn't it? So just to let you know what's happening in Portugal. They're mentioning Liverpool, of course, um, and obviously they're chatting about how amazing it would be for any of these performers to represent their nation at Liverpool. Philomena is a fantastic, fantastic presenter, I've got to say. Yeah, Kate is in agreement. If TG4 worked with RT, Eurovision would be taken a lot more seriously. Yeah. Okay, so there's a commercial break going on in Portugal. What I'm going to do now, just for a little second, and please stay with me and keep chatting, I'm going to share with you the little interview I had with the amazing Mimicat, who is, of course, taking part. If you're watching this on Facebook or wherever you are watching this from, if you are able to subscribe to the channel, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, if you haven't already done that, if you're able to consider doing that, that would be absolutely awesome. But yeah, for the moment, and I'll be back very, very soon, just after this. But here is an interview I had with Mimicat very, very recently, about a week or so ago. Check it out. Hello and welcome back to Eurovision 365. I am continuing with my little interviews, and I'm delighted to say that I've been joined by one of the national finalists from the Portuguese National Finalist. She has taken some time out from her busy schedule. I'm pleased to announce that we have with us Mimicat!
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Eurovision 365, and thank you so much for joining me, which is obviously you've got a very busy schedule at the moment, but congratulations on not just making it to the Portuguese semi-finals, but qualifying for that final. How are you feeling?
But super happy. I was sick the week before the semi-final, and I lost my voice completely, which never happened before, and I still haven't recovered fully 100% my voice, as you can probably tell. But it was very stressful because I was trying to deal with all the other issues, but the main concern I had was to actually give a good performance vocally, and I was super afraid that I wouldn't do it. And I'm super happy because I've been having all this support from people, in all these reactions from outside of Portugal too. So people are being marvelous to me. So I can always say thank you. I can't thank enough, honestly. That the other day to my friend, I feel that even if I don't win, even if nothing happens, I feel like I have the country with me. Honestly, it's such an incredible group of people. The way I feel, they're so supportive and they're so enthusiastic with it, that I feel like I have the country with me. I feel supported by my country. I think that maybe the other contestants feel the same way, and I hope they do. But in my case, I never expected this, so it's overwhelming sometimes, to think about, well, I have all these people, they adopted me, really. I feel like I was adopted by all these people, and they adopted my song to their lives, and it's incredible. It's amazing. It's the best feeling ever.
Do you like the heart in the background there?
I love it. I was trying to understand if you always have that, or if you do that.
No, I don't. I don't. Can you imagine?
But I love it. I really love it. Yeah, it looks amazing with the rock and the flowers and all that. It's amazing.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Obviously, the reason I have it is because of the song title, and
the
song is such a cool one, and I do love it. But it translates into English as "Oh Heart," the song title. "Oh Heart."
Yeah.
I'm loving the translated lines, and I don't know how much they are similar to the Portuguese counterpart, but the lines I love are: "The heartbeats have gone up almost to 1,000. I'm crazy, completely senile." I'm loving that. Is that a literal translation of?
Yeah, literal. Yeah, it is completely literal. it is what it is. It is exactly that.
I love it.
Yeah, the girl's going mad, because she doesn't know how to deal with what she's feeling at the moment.
Mm.
So, it's that happy anxiety. That's how I would describe it.
Happy anxiety. Because I
Yeah.
was going to ask you to describe it in 3 words. The song.
Oh damn. I
Oh
always
damn!
say
Is that one of them? Oh damn!
it could be. It could be. But I always describe it as a dramatic comedy. For me, that's the vibe. It's a dramatic comedy. She's crazy and all, and but at the same time she's fearless, and at the same time she's happy, and she's goofy with her friends, because that's the mood of the act, is that I'm with my friends, they're my gang, so I
Yeah.
have my girls, and I'm complaining to my girls, and they're backing me up, and now I'm gonna have 2 boys. It's the gang, it's my gang, so we're doing our thing. I'm just talking to my friends, really, and I'm being mostly myself. But yeah, it's a dramatic comedy, honestly, and it's super fast, super anxiety, just cause you anxiety, and at the same time, it has that powerful vibe, that I didn't want to lose from the old school stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a comedy, honestly.
For me, Portugal is one of my favorite nations at the contest.
Mm-hmm.
For me, as a fan for a long time now, like looking back at the history of Portugal, it feels for me like you've been overlooked so much down through the years with some really classy, cool songs, until of course you won in 2017.
Yeah.
What's the mood in Portugal towards the Eurovision at the moment?
But with Eurovision, I had no idea, and even Festival, I had no idea that he had this massive amount of people that are obsessed with it, and I had no idea it was such a thing. I think that we lost it, and then when Salvador Sobral won, we just woke up to Festival de Canção again, and to Eurovision. So now I think that people are more aware of what's happening, and are paying more attention. So hopefully they will pay a lot of attention this year's final to see who's going to the Eurovision.
Absolutely, I love the way you just went there when you said that. I love
my fake nails, fake hell.
What do you do for fun outside of performing?
I like to be at home a lot. I like to do stuff at home. I have 2 kids, 2 small kids. I have a 4-year-old and a 10-month baby. And my fun is with my family. Honestly, we go out and we hit parks and we go to the woods and all that. But actually, I really love to dance. I really love to go out and dancing. It's a thing I don't do much, honestly, because I don't go out at night. Once again, I love to be at home, and I hate to go to bed late.
Okay.
I hate it. Yeah, so I don't go out much at night. So what I do for fun actually is I listen to my music and I dance at home. When I work out, I go to the movies. I go to see musical pieces every now and then. We go to the theater, and I love to eat out. That's my thing. I love to eat out. Yeah. I'm boring.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're absolutely not. Is there a song from Portugal at the Eurovision that best describes you as a person?
I love Amar pelos dois. I love it. But then I love one song that didn't get to go to the Eurovision because it was COVID's year. And I love that song. It's It's this song. And I would have to put that together with Salvador Sobral's. I would have to add that, Desfolhada, because Desfolhada is the song for the Portuguese woman from Simone de Oliveira.
Of course, I love her.
Yeah, and it represents so much the Portuguese woman. That posture, grew on me and a lot of women from my generation. And I think it's important we carry that message. So I always say that in my song is a crazy woman that's very proud to be Portuguese. That's what I used to say about my song. If we put the 3 together, it would pretty much describe me.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I'm also melancholic, I put up this song that's so upbeat and all happy and all that, but I'm also a very melancholic person. I love melancholic songs. I write melancholic songs all the time. This was actually one of the first I did that were not melancholic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would pretty much describe me. Yeah, the three of them together.
Have you been to Liverpool before?
Nope. No, I haven't. I haven't. In England, I've only visited London.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you come to Liverpool, what's the sort of things you think about?
I think that Liverpool must be a very musical city, because we had all
Yeah.
these bands, but it most associated to rock, so it has it gotta have this strong vibe. That's what I assume about the city at this point. If I go to the Eurovision, I think that Liverpool will have like this magic around it because there are so
Yeah.
many people wanting to go to that event, and it's the biggest musical event in Europe. So I think that it will have a lot of this energy of people going on and out, in and out of the streets around the place.
Yeah.
I just assume that it's gonna be crazy.
Yes, I think you are right to assume that because it will be. Will be so much fun. It'll be so much fun.
Yeah.
When it comes to last question, so when it comes to your national final, how do you want to be remembered?
Well, I want to be remembered as a good performer, mostly. I want to deliver. That's what I want to do. I always aimed to be a good performer. I work my ass off to be a good performer, actually. And I want to be remembered as someone that puts an effort and really can nail it. That's how I want to be remembered. And proud. I want to remember it as a proud woman. Of
Yeah.
what I did on stage. That's what I want to be remembered as.
I just want to say thank you ever
Thank
so
you so much.
for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to speak to me and to our audience here at Eurovision 365. Mimicat, of course, will be hoping to win the Portuguese national final. And if you're
Yeah.
and if you're in
Fingers
Portugal,
crossed.
yeah, fingers crossed. And if you're in Portugal, do take the time to vote for Mimicat. And of
Yeah.
course, good luck to her, and of course, all of the other contestants as well. But
Mhm.
thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. I just want to thank everyone that's watching and that's rooting for me. I don't know you, but if you're out there, mwah, a big kiss to you guys, and thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye bye.
How awesome was she to chat to? I had the best time chatting with her. So I did. And you could see how warm a person she is, how warm an individual she is. Just to let you know what's happening in Portugal right now, they're going through, I'm sure you know anyway, but they're going through the songs again for the voting public. Let me see. So, what have people been saying since I put on that chat? Let me know your thoughts on that interview I had with Mimi Cat as well. What you thought about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Uh, Emma, thank you so much. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so much for being here. It's great to have you here. I love Mimi Cat. Me too. She's such an artist and a very cool girl. I surely vote for her. Thank you. I'm sure she would be loving that, and she would be very much pleased of any support that she can get tonight. So, Elizabeth, thank you again for commenting. It depends on the juries from Portugal who's going to win, but I think that Mimicat will win from the fans of Portugal. I want her to win because she is so pretty and nice and a lovely person. I agree completely with that sentiment as well. Do you have a feeling, Elizabeth, that the jury could prove to be problematic for Mimicat in progressing to Liverpool? I'd love to know what you think on that. Nathan, have you ever been to your club? I have been to Euroclub. When I went to Eurovision in 2015, I had a couple of day passes for Euroclub in 2015 in Vienna. In 2016, I had the week pass, and that was phenomenal. It was fantastic. I've got to say, it's literally Eurovision heaven. It's like if you're a fan and you believe in heaven and you go to heaven, it's just constant Eurovision music, and it never stops. The place, Fantastic. I would absolutely recommend going to the Euro Club. Eurovision Village is okay, but it's not necessarily Eurovision related. There, obviously, you would have performers who would so obviously you will have performers from the Eurovision who may go on stage at the Eurovision Village, but I think Eurovision Village, from my own experience of attending Eurovision in the past, is more for, and rightly so, I should say, more for the local talent. And you would see a lot of local talent on stage in previous years. Eurovision in concert is another good thing to attend as well. There is tickets available for that. That's in Amsterdam. That's in April, and that's certainly a good one to attend as well. Um, oh, sorry, during the week of Eurovision, I would say Euro Club for sure, and I suppose the other thing as well, because Liverpool is such a musical city, you have other things to do. There's the Beatles tour, etc. But also, if you scroll way back, and I mean way back, a couple of months ago, whenever Liverpool was selected and announced as the host city, I created a video of things to do in Liverpool during Eurovision week. Check that out. In fact, I might just add that soon to our chat here, so that you can have a little look of that, and just to give you some further ideas as well. What is the voting process in Portugal? That is a good question. The voting process, let me see. Because normally it tells you here where it's a 50-50%. Like 50-50 in terms of the jury and the televote, but it's not saying on this at the moment. I don't see that, but I'm guessing that it's going to be 50-50%. That's a guess from me, by the way, not confirmed. Yeah, yeah, I'd say accommodation would be pretty steep, um, but the prices may fall after the head of delegation meeting, which should be sometime next week, I think, because all the songs will have to be submitted prior to the head of delegation meeting, which I think it's next week. I think I just check the calendar here to see if there's anything on it. Just bear with me. Doesn't say on here, but there will be a head of delegation meeting within the next week, or at the very latest 2 weeks time, and by that time all the songs will have to be submitted. And when that happens, I heard somewhere today that once that happens, the delegations around the different countries will be asked how many rooms that they will require for the contest, because the BBC, the broadcaster, holds a certain amount of rooms. This is what I've heard. I don't know how true this is, but they hold a certain amount of rooms, and then once the delegations get back, if the number of rooms that the BBC is holding is less than or more than what's required, they will then release them, and then that will be open to the public sale. So keep an eye out. You're saying to me, Nathan, about keeping an eye out on the ticket website. For final tickets, I would suggest doing the same for accommodation, should you have that free cancellation policy. So, interesting. Just check here on Portugal. Salvador Sobral is singing a Beatles medley. How cool is this? Salvador looks a little bit different, I've got to say. Yeah, so Salvador is going through a medley of Beatles songs. I love this one. So Elizabeth, I have a feeling that the juries would give her points because her song has... Yeah, yeah. I do understand what you're saying. It's that, like, I'm thinking of the songs that you're suggesting or you're talking about there from Eurovision. 1980, yeah. That was the guy on the piano in 1980, Elizabeth. In 1990, is that Sempre? Is that what you called it? Um, Yeah, I think that's right. So I do understand what you're meaning. Salvador, I have to say, is owning this. So he is. I actually was see whenever Salvador performed on the final. I was very emotive. Me myself. I was very emotional watching his performance, even though I didn't understand what he was saying. There's something about the Portuguese language for me which is so pretty. It's so melodic and so fit music, doesn't it? But his performance, I just was very emotional listening to it. And when he won, when his sister joined him on stage and he shared the microphone with her for that winning performance, that was a magical, magical moment. And it was a deserved winner, actually, I have to say, in 2017. Very much so, I think, anyway. I wonder how many tributes and mentions that the Beatles will get when it comes to Eurovision 2023. It's hard to believe that on this date and at this time, in 2 months' time, on the 11th of May, we will know, we will know all 20 semi-finalists who have progressed to the grand final. It will be 2 days then onto the grand final, and it'll be all over for, well, for Eurovision 365, it will never be over because it's Eurovision 365 every day, not just in May. That's the whole point of the channel. The whole point of the channel. So, who is your favorite winner? Oh my goodness, who's my favorite winner? I would have to think about that to be honest with you. Just going back down through the years. Um, Sandy Shaw for definite. I would say these are not favorites. These are some of my favorite winning songs. By the way, it's not the favorite. These are some of my favorites. Um, Probably Poupée, 1965. France Gall, 1965. Sandy Shaw. Um, who else? Vicky Leandros was very good, 1972. ABBA, of course. Just going through them on my head here. What's Now Your, beautiful song. That's What's Now Your would be my favourite Irish winning song, actually. Bucks Fizz, love them too. Just in my head, you can hear me just going through every year in my head of my winning song, of the winning songs. In Your Eyes, another good one. Rock and Roll Kids, Katrina and the Waves. And then more recent winners, I would say Salvador, very much so. Heroes, Mon Sermolo. May Muller. Wild Youth, who knows? Yeah, my favorite Irish winning song. It's a beautiful song. Have you ever seen them perform that in person, Nathan? Have you ever watched them live? I've had the great honor of seeing that song being performed twice now live. It's very magical even now. The Eurovision concert back at the end of last year, we attended Eurovision 365 attended, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, so Salvador, just so that anyone who's watching this still, in regards to Portugal, Salvador is continuing in his medley. He's loving life here on stage with this Beatles medley, it looks like. Maybe Bewitched will perform for Ireland next year. Who knows? Uh, no, but I have to tell you, if you notice that whenever it comes to my reaction videos of the Eurovision songs, check them out because I always mention and pay particular attention to the older contests. That's a very important thing for me as an older fan as well, because I've been loving this Eurovision since 1992. So a long time ago. A long time ago, was it? Yes, it was. Um, so I really very much love all those older contests. Salvador was a very worthy winner in Kiev. Like I said, I agreed. I just feel his winning song wasn't my cup of tea. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing with Eurovision songs and Eurovision songs in general. Um, we all have so many variations of taste, don't we? And especially when it comes to rankings of songs, I think that is so evident, isn't it? Whenever people are sharing their rankings, their top 20s, their top 40s, etc. And you might look at a top 40 and go, oh my goodness, mine's completely different. But that's the great thing about Eurovision. That's the joy of it, isn't it? Numbers, just incidentally, you're obviously, it's really early in the morning where you're at. It's well into Sunday where you're at right now. What's your favourite songs from down through the years? Uh, okay. I was born in Australia, Sydney. My parentage from Portugal. Now I live in Portugal. You live in Portugal. That's such a lovely thing. What are your feelings on Voyager being selected? Voyager, it's Voyager. What are your feelings on Voyager being selected for Australia? They should have been there last year, in my opinion. Only thing I've seen it performed individually, but never together. Right, okay. Watching them together is still magical, actually. Um, so Salvador is chatting to the presenters. I think it's so important that Portugal won the Eurovision. For me, a really classy country at the Eurovision. I'm not just saying that, but I just love how many risks they took over the years. And in many ways, Salvador was a risk as well in terms of the style of song. And because, as Adam says, it was maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but certainly was great. Great to see that win. One of my favourite Eurovision hosts has to be Fanila. Yeah, she was very, very good. Fanila was a great presenter. A lot of people like her. A lot of people like her indeed. But yeah, so the time is 20 minutes past 11 GMT. You're very welcome here at Eurovision 365, wherever you're watching this from. We are watching on YouTube channel Eurovision 365 or across on Facebook group page Eurovision 365 Debate. Wherever you're watching this from, it's great to have you here. Of course, this is an important night because not only have we had Sweden choose their song, that was, of course, Tattoo with Lorraine, or Lorraine as they call her. And we have the final national selection of the 2023 season. Mm. Oh, yes, what a beautiful song that was. I think I loved that they gave Gigliola a real special moment at the contest last year and gave her a chance to showcase um, the song one more time. And the fragility in her voice was quite evident for me listening, but I think that actually tied in very well with the message of the song. A very special moment. Yeah, the Australian song is brilliant this year. Voyager, I think Voyager is going to do well, and I do think that Voyager will be received extremely well in Liverpool extremely well. Other countries, I think, which might be shocking for you to hear, but other countries I think are going to be received really well, among others. I think Belgium, I keep saying this, but I think Belgium is going to be one of those countries that's going to just sneak under. And I can imagine an audience in the arena in Liverpool, especially, will gravitate towards a song in that style. It's very 90s, kind of British, sounding a bit Lisa Stansfield in many regards, and I can imagine that that will do really well. Um, I I think Slovenia, as I've been saying for a long time, I think Slovenia is going to do really, really well. I also think, um, I actually think Croatia is going to do better than people think as well. I'm not saying that I necessarily want it to win or do well, but I do think it will do well because it's so quirky, so different, very memorable. For the right reasons or the wrong reasons, I don't think it matters. It's going to be memorable, and that's what's really important when you have a lot of different songs. And there's such an eclectic mix of songs this year. Such a different mix of songs this year, and there's something for everyone. Slovenia, I would be very happy for Slovenia to win. To be fair to you, Joker Out are so fantastic as well. I'm not gonna plug the interview. Actually, I am. Who am I kidding? I also chatted to Joker Out. Check that out as well on the channel here. Always on the plug. And Joker Out, they were a lot of fun. Slovenia are a dark horse for sure. Let me just see who else can we check out in terms of who is taking part at Eurovision this year. Um, I think Austria, obviously, or Austria. My only fear for Austria is this. I think of guilty pleasure. You see, that's what I mean. I think that Belgium is going to do really, really well. I have that suspicion. I wouldn't be upset if that was the case, but I just get a feeling that they will. Um, it's not been announced yet. It has to be. It has to be announced by next week, really. I think it's even before St. Patrick's Day on the 17th of March. I think it has to be before then when all the countries have announced and revealed their songs. But Armenia is on the 15th, which is Wednesday. So we'll see. Georgia, I have to say, I'm quite looking forward to hearing the Georgian song because the particular performer for Georgia wrote the song that they had at the Junior Eurovision, which was an almighty amazing song. And if it's anything to go by, we should expect great things from Georgia this year at Eurovision Song Contest. So other songs I think could potentially surprise people. Um, I'm looking at semi-final two. I don't think anything in there is necessarily going to surprise people in terms of doing amazingly well. It's awful to say, but I do believe that to be true. Um, Serbia's not really talking about, not being talked about that much. I don't think either, and it's not really that high up in the betting odds either. But I do think that it will do well. It's a bit outlandish potentially. Moldova, Moldova's another country I think are ones to watch out for this year. There's nothing quite like that at the contest this year, and I think that would potentially be in their favour. Potentially. So now just checking in on Portugal. Like the entire night has been, there's a lot of talking on stage. Hmm? Yeah, so they're chatting here So Maro, uh, this is. I'm so happy. Oh, they hosted last year as well. How interesting. As I said it earlier on, if you heard me, Maro, Sadali Sadali is a song that I continue to listen to this year. I don't listen to many songs from 2022 now, I have to be honest with you, but Sadali Sadali is one I definitely listen to. I think some of these backing singers are Irish as well. Oh, how amazing. So, how are you spending your Saturday night? Obviously, you're spending it with me, and thanks very much. And you're obviously watching the Portuguese National Final. But how else are you spending it? Are you having some drinks? Are you having some snacks? Have you had the pizza yet, Nathan? I'm keen to know. Was it a meat feast today again? Was that last weekend, if I remember right? Sadali Sadali. Beautiful tune, right? It's one of those songs I really feel I really feel music as most of us do, but this song in particular really spoke to me on a very deep level, actually. I've got to say, Sadali Sadali. It's very emotive watching it. Malta would be a very good song to open the first semi final because of its saxophone. Yeah, I think so. I'm hoping. Oh, a cup of tea as well. Nice one. Um, I'm actually hoping Ireland opens the first semi final, but friends in BBC, will they do that? I hope they do. But there's a magical moment about to happen now in Portugal with Maro. Kind of wish this was going this year. I love it again. This is so pretty. Maro has a beautiful, beautiful singing voice. She's got a chorus, a group behind her. You couldn't not like this song, I don't think. That would be a good opener, I think, as well. It could open. Watch Norway open and Ireland come play second in the semi final. Get the draw of second. Not play second. Get the draw of second. This is gorgeous, right? And this is a beautiful song to watch the sunrise, I think. Sadali, Sadali. Sadali, Sadali. This is so lovely. This. Are you singing along at home? I am. Well, trying to. Nothing more than I can say. Says it in a better way. So daddy. That was a wee bit more enthusiastic there, the clapping. Can say, says it in a better way. Oh. Says it in a better way. Gorgeous. Says it in a better way. Lovely backing voices as well. Very fitting, isn't it, that this song is being played right now. Oh. I'm lost. Forgot myself there. Thought you'd be by my side. Beautiful. Well done to Maro. That's one of the best songs out there for me anyway. It's probably my favourite song from 2022, really, and in retrospect now, because it's one of the only ones I really listen to. They're going to chat tomorrow. I'm guessing there must be some restriction in Portugal still with COVID, because they're standing quite far apart. Hello there. Well, welcome. So Israel, we said amazing. Israel has indeed got an amazing song this year. I agree with you completely. Loreen with Tattoo would be a great number to close the first semi-final. To be honest, I think they're going to have to close the semi-final with Loreen and probably almost close the final with, because of that mammoth structure that she has. And that could go against her, actually, because if I was in charge of the draw, and if Loreen has if Loreen has the first half, I would be inclined to put her on near enough the beginning because of the size of that stage set. If she was in the second half, I would be inclined to put her on last because of the length of time it takes. And that wouldn't be a great draw for anyone placing last at the semi-final, the final, because historically songs haven't won. The song to perform last hasn't won the Eurovision since 1989. So it's been a while. And of course, Eurovision was a different program back then. So it was different show altogether. Playing along, you were playing along with the guitar. Fun song to play. Yeah, very, very pretty song indeed. Cha 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 would be a great number to close the first semi-final. Cha Cha Cha, I would actually love Cha 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 to win. I've got to say, Helsinki 2024 has a nice ring to it. So has London 2024. So has Belfast 2024. So has, where else has a nice ring to it? So has Lisbon 2024. Or where else has a nice ring? What about Brisbane 2024? Or Perth in Western Australia? I know the EBU rules state that Australia shouldn't be too far away, but I don't think that's fair. Bundoran 2024. Bundoran will be full of Tyrone people, Nathan, and you know it. Don't wish that on yourself. You know what? You do not want to wish that on yourself. Trust me. But yeah, it's exciting. It's so fun now because we're almost all the songs selected now, and we have a bit of an idea, a bit of a sense, maybe, of how things are going to shape up. In the semi final and the final. But of course, there's always that element of surprise. Every year, there's an element of surprise, isn't there? When we all go, oh, how did that song qualify? Or how did that song do so poorly at the final? Oh, how did that song do so well at the final? And that's the magic, isn't it? The magic of the Eurovision. I can only tell you, if you aren't watching the Portuguese National Final and just watching me, what they're doing is they are going through the songs again, of course, because they're inviting the public to vote. There's still about 50 minutes, 52 minutes of a show to go. I do feel this is dragging on. This has been prolonged for no particular reason, I don't think, or any real reason or need for Mimicat. but I actually went to Portugal in 2012 with my family. This was a beautiful city. Loved it. And the Portuguese language. Absolutely love the Portuguese language. I am going to need to learn that. Amsterdam 2024. Helsinki 2024. Lviv 2024. Interesting. This Good Night song is very good as well, I have to say, in Portugal. They're going through them all again. Yeah. You Can't Win, Charlie Brown is getting a good reaction in the audience as well. It's like 20 to 1 there. Voodoo Marmalade, another good group as well. I just think they might be a little bit too different for the contest. Fim do Mundo, sorry, Inês, beg your pardon, Inês Apenas. And here she is. Interestingly, in the audience reaction isn't that loud for Mimicat. She is always performing, isn't she, Mimicat? It's like it's a different person. This year there's a lot of good songs. It's going to be difficult to see who's going to win. Good luck to everyone. That's the thing. I think Melody Festival has kind of been manipulated somewhat to ensure that Lorraine is going to win the Melody Festival, and of course she did. I would be very surprised, and I think we can tell this already. I'd be very surprised if the other 11 performers at the Melody Festival and final tonight were afforded the same expense on their staging that Lorraine did. I would say I'm pretty confident in saying that they didn't, and I think that's unfair on everyone, including Lorraine, actually. I have to say. That's what I think. Okay, so I'd like you to, as we're waiting on the result here in Portugal, I'd like you to share your thoughts on the entries selected so far. So let's think about them all here. Yeah. Let me hear your thoughts on the songs that have been selected so far. Who's done amazing? Who could do it? Is Sweden's win a foregone conclusion? Can the UK win? Okay, so the odds have Sweden at 38% now of winning. That's pretty conclusive. But bookies have been wrong before. But I think the international jury was probably indicative of what might happen in May. Okay, so the countdown is finished in Portugal. That means the televote is open. That's good news, because I guess they're going to do the juries now. Philomena's pretending to cry. She's probably exhausted. She's been on her feet for hours. It's tears of joy. It's tears of joy. She's thanking God. Philomena is such a physical performer, isn't she? She could be getting ready to host again in 2024. Or it could be Petra Mede. Petra Mede. Petra Mead, what am I saying? I speak Swedish as well. Petra Mead, who could be presenting again. Although I would hope not. I think Farah, who presented the Melody Festival this year, would be a very good host for Eurovision 2024. Should Sweden win? I say should. Probably will, won't they? I sound like I don't want Sweden to win. I'm not saying that, but I just think that um, when a nation is putting everything into one artist instead of them as well, instead of all of them equally, I think that's so unfair. If you're going to do that, why bother having a national final and just internally select the performer, send them off on their merry way, and put everyone out of their misery? But I understand how much of an institution the Melody Festival is, and I get that. So SVT are never going to not have a Melody Festival. But of course, they filled that huge arena, of course, in Stockholm, in the Friends Arena tonight. Nathan, thank you so much for giving me your top 10. That's really good to know. Let me see. Let's do it in reverse order, shall we? In 10, Nathan has Austria. 9, Iceland. 8, Denmark. 7, Slovenia. 6, Lithuania. 5, Sweden. 4, Ukraine. 3, the Netherlands. 2, Finland. And 1, Italy. Interesting. Italy, the song for Italy. Thanks for doing that as well. Anyone else who wants to share their top 5, their top 10, and whatever you want to share, please do. Feel free to do that. But I do wonder, in terms of the Italian song, what's going to happen there, because obviously that song is well over the 3 minute maximum time frame. So there's talk that the song may be changed completely, could be a different song altogether. And obviously, if he keeps the song that he won with, there's going to be a significant revamp required, because he has to cut a chunk of it off. Time will tell, of course. He will have until next week to do that. So I suppose the positive thing, if Sweden were to win, I would imagine they're going to go big next year if they do win, because it'll be the seventh win. They're equaling Ireland's tally of wins. And should Sweden win, I would imagine that they will hold that in the Friends Arena. And if they do, I mean, you're talking at least 30, 40,000 spectators easily, probably more. So if there's any issue for tickets, I don't think there will be any issue for tickets next year. They're trying to get rid of them instead of us all scrambling and refreshing the Ticketmaster website every minute, every hour, every day. Or maybe that's just me. Yeah, I think he will have to revamp. He's going to have to revamp, because obviously the song's too long as well. So, hmm. So let's see. Ticket one, Ticketmaster. Yeah. What do people think of the revamps that we've been hearing lately? Obviously, the Ireland revamp. What about the Vorci revamp? I think the Tavoci revamp was excellent. Love it. What about the all revamps that we've heard recently? What's your thoughts? Again, if you are joining me here, it's almost 10 to 12 midnight here, GMT in Northern Ireland. You're very welcome here, broadcasting live. Have been broadcasting live for how long now? Oh wow, 2 hours 37 minutes. I didn't think it was that long, but hey, time flies when you're with friends. But anyway, so broadcasting live here on Eurovision 365 YouTube channel and across on Facebook group. Eurovision 365, wherever you're watching this from, whichever platform you're watching this from, it's great to have you here. And please do let me know your thoughts on the Portuguese National Final, which is currently being broadcast, and all things national finals and Eurovision 2023 and any Eurovision for that matter. So, Numbush, I'm highlighting your comment because I'm wanting to know, are you still awake over there? Are you still awake? That is the keen thing I want to know. Very keen to know. Ireland is so underrated this year. Yeah, you're not the first person to say that to me. I do think Wild Youth do have that arena experience. You know, they've obviously got experience of performing to big audiences. I think that's going to be going to their favour. Um, I just wonder what would have happened. I just wonder what would have happened had Connolly had been sent to Eurovision this year. I don't know. But that would have been a very different. If you think of all the songs we've got now, that would have been a big contender, I think. Ireland would have been a big contender had Connolly been selected, but she hasn't been. But I just wonder what would have happened. They could have won. Nathan says Ireland would probably win the junior Eurovision before they qualify for the final. So you don't have a lot of faith in Ireland this year yourself, maybe. Don't have too much faith in Wild Youth, but I don't know. It'd be great to see Wild Youth qualify. I think if they're drawn second in the semi final or fourth in the semi final, they're kind of toast, really. But you never know. It's now 6:48 a.m. Well, happy Sunday to you. It's almost Sunday here in on the island of Ireland. But yeah. Do you know what, Adam? That is something I have to agree with you on. It's something I often say. Some people say it was too like the winning song the previous year with Salvador. I don't necessarily think that was that similar. I get it was like a slower song like Salvador's was, but there's something very pretty about that song. It was cruelly overlooked that year. Very well performed. I think the early draw probably didn't. I think probably the early draw didn't help them, but definitely shouldn't have been lost. It should have been top 10 easily, in my opinion. These Portuguese ads. Yeah, I know. What's happening? But we're back on stage now. Just as you say that, they've come back. They must have heard you. By the way, thanks so much for your comments. It's great to have you here. Um, yeah, Liverpool. That could have been Belfast. RG would have been a top 10. Yeah. Yeah. I think RG would have been a top 10. I think the stage killed everybody that night, to be fair. I think Connie would have been a repeat of Molly 2015. Okay. So, Philomena and Co are having, yeah, Portia. Oh, they're having Liverpool-based chants, are they? They're having they're having football chants. I like this. This is different. Where's the Everton supporters? Okay. This is different. So I guess this is kind of indicative of what people outside of England, Ireland think of Liverpool. It's football and the Beatles. I think some of these people have rehearsed this more than others, judging by judging by this. Some people were more dedicated to this than others. They were meant to be there 2 hours ago rehearsing this, and some turned up late. They did not, Nathan, did they? Jeepers. Huh? The little person on the left there of the group in the black t-shirt has given up completely in joining in. Oh, God, this is a fun interlude. I can't believe. Yeah, Liverpool or Manchester United, isn't it? It's one or the other. Two religions. I believe so. Yes, Adam. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Hmm. Oh, so they're having now a repeat of Eurovision 2022. They're going through the voting. Obviously, Cornelia had Sam Ryder, the saviour of Eurovision in the UK, and obviously Kalush Orchestra. I love those guys. Stephanie, of course. Well, talking about, oh yeah, so they're going through the previous winners of for Ukraine, 2004, obviously, and 2016. 2016, I was there in person. Fantastic. It was fantastic in the arena. And of course, Salvador won while Ukraine hosted. Mm. I'm, yeah, great song. I'm still really loving that song. Guess you're wondering why I'm going off to and back in and out. We now have had song 9, just saying. If you understand what that means, you know what I'm talking about. If you understand the link to Eurovision and song number 9, you'll know what I'm talking about. Yes, so they're talking about Liverpudlian acts now in Portugal. What a lovely city it is. Grand stage. Interesting stage, but I have to say, one of my all-time favorite stages at Eurovision was 2022, and being in the arena as well, hearing the water starting to fall and pour around that stage last year in Turin was just magical. So yeah, I think we're in danger of starting the voting. By the way, I will soon be going off this live because I will be recording my reaction to the winning song in Portugal. But don't go just yet. We're watching the votes. Okay, what's happening? No, it's not the voting. Of course it's not. There's always time for another song, isn't there? Why not? Someone has one of our friends here in Eurovision 365 has been joining us, and it's like almost 7 a.m. where they're at, and they're like waiting for this to be over. But no, there's time for a song. Just want to say as well, I know that obviously these are these lives has involved a lot of people who have come in and out. Some people have been here every week since we started the lives. Nathan, you're one of those people. Adam, you started to be one of those people as well. Kane, as well. I just want to say that I'm so thankful and so grateful to you all for the support that you're giving me, us on the Eurovision 365. It means so much that you are doing that. Ooh. So what I'm going to do, my friends, is as we're approaching the end of the Portuguese National Final, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go off now, if that's okay. I'm going to have the voting and react to the winning song, and then I'm going to get the reaction video up to that too. And I hope you're able to watch that as well. Thanks always for joining in. There's going to be so many more lives coming. Do you think I should have more lives? What do you think? What do you think? Let me know. Do you think it's worthwhile doing? I think it is, but what do you think? Do you think it's a good thing to do? Should we have more? Free merch available? What? What do you mean? Where's the free merch? What are you talking about? Free merch for what? You've intrigued me now, Nathan Cassidy. Yeah. There she goes. It's a good tune. Free merch available. Do you mean Eurovision 365 merch? Is that what you mean? Like a t-shirt like this? Would you like a t-shirt like this? Who wants a Eurovision 365 t-shirt? Don't answer that. I can't commit to anything. There she goes. That's a great song, isn't it? Do you know what? T-shirts. Well, at a reasonable price. Would you be prepared to pay a reasonable price, Nathan? Cash and cards accepted. Or PayPal if that's your thing, no problem. Do you know what? Do you know what? If I were you, I may as well stick around till the end of the voting. Thanks so much for you for being here as well. I know I hope that we kept you company for this as well. But you know what, my friends, keep live videos coming. Okay, I'll do that. Well, I'll keep doing that. It's good to get that feedback. I will most certainly have the live videos going here. But you know what, my friends, all of you, I might get a bit of merch going that's been put into my head. But thank you all so much for joining me here, as always. But I will see you all very, very soon. There's going to be a top ranking tomorrow, and there's going to be probably more lives. Well, there will be more lives coming. We've got 2 months to the Eurovision. We've got plenty of things to do between now and then, and I want you to be with me on that journey to Liverpool. But thank you all for joining me tonight, and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take it easy.